Today I'm gonna platinum Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, the one from 2011. Not that piece of garbage. PowerPix estimates the platinum will take me 25 hours, but it'll likely take me a little longer because I'm doing all of the DLC trophies as well. I've already done Modern Warfare 1 and 2, so I'm super hyped for this one. First, I decided to complete the campaign on Veteran. We pick up right where the second Modern Warfare game left off. We play as a soldier named Frost who is defending Manhattan from the Russian invasion. For some reason there is a trophy for just entering the campaign, so there we go. We are a part of Delta Force, the squad tasked with blowing up a Russian communications tower. We push our way through a building before exfilling on a helicopter. I got a trophy for completing the mission along with one for killing 30 enemies with a certain weapon. I forgot to record most of the next mission, but basically we commandeer a Russian submarine and turn its weapons on the Russians. I got 2 trophies in this mission, one for completing it and one for completing it on Veteran. In the next mission we play as Yuri, a Russian dude who is on the side of Price and Soap. We are at a safe house, which is not very safe because it is besieged by Makarov's men, the Russian dude who started this entire world war. We managed to escape and I get to pilot this really overpowered tank, which is pretty cool. With the tank, I destroyed a bunch of helicopters for a trophy, along with the one I got for completing the mission. For the next mission, we play as a bodyguard to the Russian president. While we're flying to a press conference, the plane is hijacked by Makarov's men. We manage to kill all of the enemies in the plane, but then it crashes into a huge snowfield where there are more terrorists on the ground trying to get to the president. We hold them off while we wait for reinforcements. We think reinforcements have arrived, but it turns out to be Makarov who kills me and captures the president. I got a trophy for completing the mission. Back to playing as Yuri and the boys, we head to this place called Sierra Leone in search of some cargo shipments. We sneak around for a bit before going loud. This truck drives past, so I commandeer the turret on the back and hand out an absolute thrashing to the poor African men. During the mission, I got a trophy for destroying a bunch of mortars. Although I died many times, we managed to get through to where the cargo was, but unfortunately a helicopter is taking off with it, forcing us to leave empty-handed. Apart from the 2 trophies, of course. After that, we play as the SAS moving against a terrorist cell in London because they have received suspicious shipments lately. We kill most of them, but then a bunch of terrorists jump on the subway, so naturally we follow them on the tracks in our truck. I died so many times in this mission because of this one stupid corner. The terrorist just would not take his eyes off it. Anyhow, we stop one van carrying some kind of weapon, but the other slips through our fingers and it explodes, releasing poisonous gas into the air. Turns out there were actually lots of attacks all over Europe. I got a trophy for completing the mission. We then receive a message from troops in Germany.
Not the gas! We're under attack by Russian ground forces!
Say again, Ramstein. What Russian forces?
The entire Russian army!
We go back to playing as Sandman, Frost, and the boys, and we get rerouted to Germany to rescue the US Vice President. Let me just say, this game does the huge over-the-top battles so fucking well. This is just insane to look at. There are F-15s dogfighting with MiG-29s, there are helicopters, it's absolute chaos, in a good way. Anyhow, we fly in and push forward on foot for a while before hopping in a tank and just driving through a parking lot. Eventually, we get to the Vice President and extract him, earning a trophy. For the next mission, we cut back to Price and the boys. We pay a visit to an African warlord in Somalia who has intel on Makarov. There was a lot of fighting in the compound, but eventually we get to the warlord. Price throws a smoke grenade filled with poison gas from the attacks, which scares the warlord shitless. For some healthy motivation, we say we'll give him a gas mask if he talks. He tells us that the contact was named Volk and he oversaw the delivery in Paris. Price is a man of his word, so he gives him the gas mask.
Right then, this is for the boys at Hereford.
Price, you gangster. By the way, I streamed the entire campaign for this game live, so make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss a stream. Anyhow, in the next section we get access to a remote chopper gunner, which I use to get a trophy for killing 20 enemies in one run. After that, we exfil and I get 2 trophies for completing the mission. In the next mission, playing as US Marines, we are sent to Paris to capture Volk, the guy overseeing Makarov's chemical weapon deliveries. We fight our way through the streets side by side with some French special forces. Eventually, we descend into some underground tunnels where we find Volk and a bunch of Russian soldiers. He tries to run and makes it into a car, so we have to chase him down. After a short while, we shoot out his tires, so he crashes and then we capture him, earning a trophy. In the next mission, we have to get Volk to the exfil so he can be interrogated. During the mission, we switch between the guys on the ground and an AC-130 gunner. We basically just have to ensure that Sandman and his boys can get Volk out of Paris. Completing the mission earned me 2 trophies. In the next mission, we play as Yuri and Soap as we work our way through the streets of Prague. We have to make our way to a clock tower where we can hopefully snipe Makarov as he arrives at a hotel. Due to the fact that this is a Call of Duty game, we are caught and have to fight our way out with lots of explosions and gunfire. We get to the clock tower and I get a trophy for completing the mission. The next mission begins in the clock tower. Soap and I are watching Price from a distance as he infiltrates the hotel that Makarov is in. Everything goes to shit when we are compromised and an explosion goes off in the clock tower. Yuri is fine, but the explosion opened up Soap's previous knife wound from Shepard in Modern Warfare 2, causing a pretty big bleed. Price carries Soap to safety while I try and hold off enemy forces for as long as possible. Eventually we get to a random building with resistance fighters and Soap dies.
Oh no, 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 no! Soap! No, no, no! Soap!
You have to go now!
Get off me! I'm sorry.
This game really does have some emotional moments. In his final moments, Soap told Price that Makarov knows Yuri, so naturally Price punches me down an entire stairwell. We see a bunch of flashbacks that show that Yuri was a close ally of Makarov's until he decided to betray him. Price decides to trust Yuri for now, and we get a trophy for completing the mission. For the next mission, we infiltrate an old castle where the Russians store some of their weapons. I had a great time during this mission. It has a perfect mix of stealthy night vision sections and then epic guns blazing type stuff. During the mission, we learn that the Russian president is being interrogated for nuclear launch codes and that the Russians are on their way to Berlin to capture his daughter. The two of us end up getting caught and escaping in a jeep. Completing the mission earned me 2 trophies. After that, we go back to playing as Delta Force. We're in Berlin, and our mission is to rescue the Russian president's daughter. We're positioned on the roof of a building with a good view of the building that the president's daughter is in. We just have to provide sniping support while another task force infiltrates the building. Unfortunately, shit hits the fan and the entire squad is taken out. In one section, we have to mark targets for an A-10 Thunderbolt strike. I got a trophy here for killing 9 enemies with it. Anyhow, we rappelled down the building and then play through a ridiculously difficult section. It took me around half an hour and I died many times. Turns out, the Russians rigged the building with explosives so that when we get there, we are buried under rubble. Luckily, we survive and make our way through the building, but we are too late and she is taken away on a helicopter.
Overlord, negative precious cargo. We lost her.
Completing the mission earned me a trophy. The next mission sees Delta Force working alongside Price and Yuri to rescue the Russian president and his daughter from a Russian military base. This mission was great fun. So much flashy action. The base is actually set up in a mining facility, so we are super far underground. We eventually come to a room where the president's daughter is tied up. We rescue her and she is extracted by some other marines. After a long chase, we get to the president himself. We secure him, but there's still another minute before the exfil arrives. We make a final stand against hordes of Russian forces. Eventually, the helicopter arrives and we get the president on. Price and Yuri get on the chopper, but Sandman and the rest of Delta Force stay behind in order to hold off the enemies, sacrificing themselves. Completing the mission gave me another trophy. Now for the final mission, we go and put an end to Makarov once and for all. We take control of Captain Price as he and Yuri head to a hotel in Dubai where Makarov is hiding out. We go in guns blazing and murder at least 50 people. We get in an elevator and a helicopter tries to shoot us, but instead we shoot it and it crashes into us. We find Yuri with a huge piece of metal protruding from his chest. He tells us to leave him behind, and we didn't like him all that much anyway, so we do. Makarov tries to escape on another helicopter, but we jump on and crash into the roof of the hotel. Both Price and Makarov are half dead, but Makarov manages to get the upper hand, and he is about to shoot me before Yuri appears and shoots him in the shoulder, before getting shot multiple times himself. We seize the opportunity to tackle Makarov. We tie a piece of steel cord around his neck and then smash his head through the glass, hanging him. The game then ends with Price smoking a cigar in his final moments. Completing the campaign earned me 3 trophies. After that, I went ahead and finished collecting all of the intel, and I got a few miscellaneous trophies that I missed, for a total of 5 trophies. Alright, after that, I thought I was close to the end. I expected to do a little more Spec Ops and then be done. I could not have been more wrong. There are 16 Spec Ops missions in the base game, and some of them are ridiculously difficult. I'm not going to go through all of them because that would take forever, but basically I have to get 3 stars in each one. After my first mission, I got a trophy for earning a star in the mode. A few of them required 2 players, so I found someone on a Steam thread and we went through a bunch of them. Getting 3 stars on all of them was a pretty strenuous task, but I got through it and was rewarded with 2 trophies. I also got a trophy for completing a mission on Veteran with neither player getting downed. After that, I decided to do the DLC Spec Ops missions. I'm actually kinda pissed off because I had to spend an extra $30 on 4 DLCs to get 100% completion. Anyhow, there are 8 DLC Spec Ops missions and 6 of them have 3 trophies attached to them. The other 2 have 4. The 6 missions each have a trophy for completing them on any difficulty, completing them on Veteran, and then 1 miscellaneous trophy. So after completing them all on Veteran and doing the miscellaneous task, I got 18 trophies. The other 2 missions also have 2 achievements for beating them regularly and beating them on Veteran, but they have 2 miscellaneous trophies. Doing all of them got me 8 more trophies. During my time with Spec Ops, I got a few trophies for finishing a match with the same number of kills as my partner, meleeing 5 enemies in a row, finishing a juggernaut with a knife, and killing 5 enemies with a single grenade. Now it's time for the survival trophies. Survival is basically Infinity Ward's version of zombies. Essentially, survival is a round-based mode where enemies come in waves and you have to survive. Kills and stuff earn you a certain amount of money which you can use to buy better weapons and other gear. There are 16 total survival maps and I have to get to wave 15 in every single one. I want to hurt myself. Right off the bat, I got a trophy for surviving a single wave in any mission, and another trophy for destroying 2 helicopters without taking any damage. After that, I snagged the trophy for having $50,000 in my balance in one match. I subsequently went and bought every item from the weapons armory, the equipment armory, and the air support armory for 3 trophies. Finally, I finished off making it to round 15 in every survival map for the last 2 trophies. There is the platinum for Modern Warfare 3. I have now done every game in the original Modern Warfare trilogy, so if you want to check out my Modern Warfare 2 video, click on the screen now.